Hey yo, I'm Solicitous Fox here, and today is going to be very exciting. Why? Well, hold on to your life preservers, ladies and gents. We are going on a shipping trip. That's right, today I'm going to provide a very useful and very important guide you will need to be prepared for Danganronpa Kill Cure. Actually, it'll be useful for any occasion. This is going to be Fox's shipping guide for all Danganronpa fans. What I'll be doing in this video will be pretty simple. I won't be the one actually doing the shipping. It's all going to be up to you guys, which means I'll be providing 5 different tips that you guys can use in order to provide your very own ships within the Danganronpa cast. This video is mainly to present the topic of romance in a cruel universe like Danganronpa. All I hear on Twitter and Discord is, who's gonna die? Who's mastermind? Who stole Shoko's fucking chicken nuggets? We need what I came to Danganronpa for. Dating simulator. Yes, I discovered Danganronpa on Steam under the topic of dating sim. I made a mistake then, because obviously it didn't turn out to be much of a dating sim, but I'm glad that it put that topic in there. It reminds us that Danganronpa still has a romantic title to it, and that we should express it just as equally to the killing game. Sound confusing enough? It's best explained once we actually start rolling. Again, you guys are going to find the best possible relationships, because that's what shipping is, in case you didn't know, and I'll give you some ideas on how you should find the best couples. Everyone has their own preference, so this guide is made so we can all be on a similar page. Without further ado, let's get started, shall we? The first and best ship you should always look for is Tsundere, of course. Oh my god, I just love tsundere relationships so much. If you, for some damn reason, don't know what a tsundere is, let me tell you. Tsundere is a slang born on the internet, and is a word to describe the nature of a female anime or game character. Tsundere is a word combining 2 words, sun and dure. Both terms describe attitudes of a person. Sun is used for cold, blunt, or curt attitude, while dure is used when a person becomes spoony in front of his or her lover. If you watch enough anime, you've at least come across a few of them down the road. Basically, a girl, in most cases, is very rude to probably another student. In most anime, the protagonists. You could tell that they're really mean and cold to them during the first few episodes, but once the male student starts developing more character to them, the tsundere starts falling in love with them more and more. When the supposed male student is mentioned in any conversation, the tsundere gets all defensive and denies any having feeling towards him. It's just so funny and great to watch, which is why it is number 1 on our list. If we're going to ship anyone in Danganronpa, we're going to ship the tsundere first. We need to find the tsundere within the cast. I'll be doing examples for this one so you guys can get the gist of this guide. When finding a tsundere, you will first have to image a scenario in your head. If you were to ask the students what they think about their crush, each student would react differently. So imagine saying that to each of the characters. The characters will probably react along the lines of, What are you saying, you idiot? There's no way someone like me would fall for someone as stupid as him. It's kind of like that, along those lines. That is a terrible voice acting. What am I doing? That's a tsundere trait. Isn't it adorable? I love it so much, and for the sake of people who prefer female and male tsunderes in their ships, I'll provide 4 examples of who I think are the best possible tsunderes. Uda Kawagichi, Ikunamiki, Naoe Danjuma, and Shoko Otaki. Each of these students will most likely react like a tsundere in this situation. Of course, that's just my opinion. If you disagree, then disagree. We'll be moving on to who we should ship these tsunderes with. A person who's got to be someone with potential to grow, fairly easy to be made fun of or bully, or is hot-headed. Shipping the 2 of these not only creates an amazing ship, but also a humorous environment, and we need humor during these dark times. A firm example I will give will have to be Shoko as a tsundere and Fanfan as the bully protagonist that Shoko will eventually fall in love with. I ship it, most definitely. Hope you guys got the gist of it, because here's the second ship, Polar Opposites. Although it's relatively close to the tsundere idea, there are different ways you can make this work. You will mainly see these more and often in movies or TV shows. Polar opposites are when 2 people gender don't matter, by the way, are basically that. Polar opposites. Their personalities, their interests, maybe even their looks are opposite of each other. An example of having opposite personalities would be one person that tends to take situations seriously and work hard to do their best, while the other person is a jokester that tends to mess with the serious person and find some things they do as a joke. A sun-ray pair goes under this category, but there are other possible personality opposites as well. An example of opposite interests would be one person that likes outdoor activities such as sports, while the other tends to stay indoors and read books or play video games. Pair these up and you get a very happy duo status on Quo Bro. And for opposite looks, it's not that important, but an example would be their size. A big macho man with a cute little petunia. Oh yes, easy ship. When looking for these types of couples though, it'd be easier to just stick with one opposite trait, as finding one with all three opposite traits is impossible, but if it was possible, it'd top over Sundere for sure. So look forward to that and good luck to finding those ships. Shipping method number 3, unpredictability. This is more of a wild card. These are mainly couples that just work out if you see it from a different angle. You may not expect it at first, but once the couple's decided, you start to enjoy the little chitter and stuff. It's not exactly random though, as you can use past relationships you've seen in like video games or movies or TV shows and try to incorporate that into here. Some examples may include a student-teacher couple, which I hope happen. Possible childhood friends or enemies, maybe find two people who share similar talents for that one. And maybe some LGBT in there? Don't just restrict yourselves to boy with girl and girl with boy. There are ships out there that are just as great with LGBT implemented in the mix. It's easier said than done, as this method will require more thinking, but it has way more possibilities. It's also a very commonly used shipping method, but it'd be better to use this method once the actual game starts, so you can know more about their past, which will help a lot. This fourth method is quite the opposite as the previous entry in terms of possibilities and its trickiness. Compatibility, also known as the perfect couple trait. I didn't want to mention this one because this should only be used when the game actually starts, but I'll put it in here for reference once Moboxer starts the series. Basically, it is what it is. Finding the perfect couple requires a lot more feeling in the soul than actual thinking, which only happens when the mentioned couple probably actually starts to talk to each other, which is why this method is used during actual conversations, not for predicting ships. Examples heavily rely on the two's actual compatibility, like if they share similar traits and personalities like timidness, which is really cool, saying that the two would have a lot of awkward conversations, and that's a perfect couple because they match each other so well. Or if they share similar hobbies, so they spend a lot of time together doing similar things. And when they reach for the same thing and touch each other's hands and blush, oh my god, it's a very altruistic feeling. As for someone who likes to play and read visual novels as myself, seeing these characters grow into a couple is a wonderful blessing that God was fortunate to give us on this earth. If y'all read romance webtoons, oh, I love you. Last method is by far the easiest, but the most plain and least confusing thing to do. Fifth method is randomization. Yes, it's very simple and very easy to do. Just pick two randomly and image their relationship. Some are just terrible, but there are a few out there that just clicks. This method could be used before the series to predict relationships, but this is probably established when the series actually starts, and is meant mainly for the creator. Like, when you first played, or watched other people play for those who are extremely poor, you didn't exactly imagine a power couple between Hajime and Chiaki or Fuyuhiko and Peko. You just thought it was like, oh, that's completely random if you're outside the game. But once chapters start rolling and the fandom goes crazy over the ships, you're just sitting there like, damn, Spike Chunsoft actually made it work out. From an outside perspective, you wouldn't exactly imagine the ship between an ultimate gamer and an ultimate nobody. It seems a bit random if you haven't played the game. But the story, the plot, the history, they all made it work, and people loved it. I wouldn't recommend using this method as it requires more plot, so the game actually needs to start rolling. But if you want to, knock yourself out. It's a very efficient method that only needs some information about the two personalities. That's really all the shipping methods I can provide right now. The rest is up to you. If you're confused though by what this video meant at all, I suggest you go read some mangas or watch some anime, because you don't belong here if you have no idea what a ship is. For those who do know what it means, they're just confused with my jargon. Overall, I'm mainly asking you guys to make the ships for me. I have several in mind, but I wouldn't want to share them just yet. I'm curious on what the public, you guys, are seeing as the most likely couple in Danganronpa Kill Cure. Put whatever ship you have in mind in the comments below. A small explanation why they would make a great couple would also be entertaining. You don't even have to use any of my methods, those are just suggestions on how to ship. And this list doesn't even have to pertain to just the Danganronpa universe. Apply it wherever you can, you'll see that it'll rather be useful. With that said, thank you for watching. I hope this video was at least some help and educationally beneficial to your future lives. If you want, like and subscribe for more videos on the Danganronpa Kill Cure series, and maybe other content, who knows. And as always, please support the creator of the series, their link will be in the description as always, and with that, I bid you duds farewell.